Stay tuned and let's take a look at this Marvel Legends Disney Plus Hawkeye series, Tracksuit Mafia. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, and remember now you can hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we are taking a look at this Marvel Legends Disney Plus Hawkeye series, Tracksuit Mafia. Now, technically, this is an MCU army builder, and we don't get too many of them. So obviously, I had to buy more than one. I have 3 here on the table, so we can start to army build these sort of street level thugs for characters like Hawkeye and Kate Bishop to beat up. We actually get the Hawkeye logo on the front, plus one of the unique characters as a digital render. You get to see more of the characters from the show here, the whole crew. Digital render on the back as well of another one of those characters, as you get 2 sort of original individual characters from the show, and then a more generic thug head, which is just a black balaclava. So you can army build these to your heart's content. We get a couple of new weapons here as well, as we get the golf club for the first time, and then the Molotov cocktail, which is a nice touch. We haven't seen that before either. Machete baseball bat we have, and the only thing this set is missing really is interchangeable hands to make it a proper army builder. We get multiple heads, great. Multiple weapons, great, but no interchangeable hands. So you can't have fisted hands or open palm hands or fighting hands, just grips it seems that we get. So nearly perfect, but not quite. But it is an interesting figure, not one that I thought we'd get this year, but I'm not mad at it. Let's get it open. And here we have the Tracksuit Mafia on the table with all 3 heads on display. Remember, the weapons are baseball bat, machete, golf club, Molotov cocktail, and a crowbar. So we actually get 5 different weapons for your crew. Now, I don't know the names of the individual characters, so I'm just going to call them Bro 1, Bro 2 and Bro 3, as that's all they seem to call each other anyway. So let's look at these individually one by one, and let's start off with Bro 1. Now, I haven't watched the show since it came out, but if I remember correctly, this is like the main guy in the crew, and I think he has some sort of relationship with Echo, or they're best friends or something. Can't quite remember, but I do recognise the face and think they've done a pretty good job with the likeness. Now, I've obviously only seen him in that one show, so my mind's eye is a little vague, so this does the job. You can see he's sort of got the beard sort of spattered on there, and then he's got the sort of bushy black hair, nicely sculpted all the way around. So yeah, for Bro 1, they've done a decent job. Here we have Bro 2, and again, if my memory serves me right, he was like the comic relief, a little bit of a goofy version, but he's got the blonde beard nicely sculpted on, and then the sort of short blonde hair as well. Both of them have the digital face printing tech and are really nice. Again, my vague mind eye of this character, I think this does a decent job compared to the actor. And then Bro 3 is your true army builder, as it's just your generic thug with a balaclava on his head. Now, they do have the eyes and the lips on show with the digital face printing tech. Looks nice, but honestly, you get a couple of these on the shelf. You're not going to be able to tell it's the same person under there. So go crazy. Get as many of these as you want to fill out your crew. They've done a pretty good job here with the sort of texture on the balaclava, and it goes all the way down to the neck as well. So it covers up really nicely. They've done a decent job. How many are you going to get? But now we can compare all 3 of the head sculpts. As I said, all army builders should come like this, with multiple heads, maybe one generic one like we see here with a balaclava. So 2 individual unique characters for your MCU collection, and then as many balaclava goons as you want. Sorry, bros. And just to prove my point about the balaclava head sculpt, you can get as many of these as you want, and they just look like a bunch of individual thugs, goons, bros. Now, I should have turned this review into a drinking game where every time I say bro, you take a shot, but that could have got very sloppy. Now, I've went back to Bro 1 just to take a look at the figure overall, as it's very basic. He's wearing a red tracksuit with a little bit of colour on here, but overall represents the character pretty well. A little bit of old, a little bit of new. Now, the upper bit is new, as you've got this sculpted tracksuit. You've got the zip going down the front, but it's not painted, and then a couple of sculpted lines on the jacket as well. This big glaring ab crunch as well, so it crunches forward and then back a lot more. Look at that, the Limbo King. You also get a look there at the double jointed pins on the elbows, which annoyingly break up that nice grey stripe going down the arm. So close, but not quite there. They go all the way up to 90, bicep swivel, and then of course double jointed, but because of the thickness of the jacket, a little bit limited. Both of the wrists have a side to side, but I'll come back to them in a minute when we look at the weapons. He's got like that collar piece, flared red collar, black jacket underneath with the little zipper. All the heads are on a dumbbell joint like so. So about the same range, up, down, little bit of tilt. The balaclava head, has it got a longer neck, is a little bit limited, but otherwise okay. You got the waist cut there for the waist swivel, moving down to the thigh cut there. You got a thigh cut, but it does break up the stripe. And then look at that, double jointed, pinless knees. Can he kick his own ass? Very close, about there. Then you got ankle pivot rocker. Now, because he has got the new pinless legs, he will stand up very nicely with the new feet as well. So, well, the feet may be reused, but you know what I mean. He will stand nicer with these new legs. Just lacking the pinless elbows, and it would have been a completely pinless Marvel Legend, but it's not to be. Back to Bro 3 here to look at the weapons. Now, my complaint is they're a little bit loose. They don't hold all of the weapons as tightly as I would like. That's why the lack of interchangeable hands is a little bit frustrating. This hand here is a bit of an open palm, and it's just a loose grip, to be honest, so he doesn't really hold much very well. Maybe the Molotov cocktail, we'll look at that in a second. This grip is a little bit tighter. He will hold things a bit better with this hand, but still not as tight as I would like. You can see that wobbling around a little bit. So yeah, he can hold the baseball bat like so anyway. So your baseball bat is done in like an all chrome grey, and I suppose this is why you get the looser grip, so he can hold the Molotov cocktail, which is a nice accessory. It's a green bottle with a little flame coming out the top. The flame is glued on, so I wouldn't try ripping that off, but I do like as the light hits it, it glistens a little bit, and it's a nice unique accessory piece that we haven't seen before in Marvel Legends. But it is a very loose grip. Like if I shake that, it may fall. Oh, typical. While I'm on camera, it doesn't fall, but honestly, it's not as tight as I would like. But you can, oh, there you go, off it goes. But you can get them in some nice poses. Well, you could. Next up, the machete that we've seen many times before comes with a chrome blade and then like a wooden sort of style handle, and he can hold it very nicely in this hand as expected, but this hand is far too loose. And both of these hands have a side to side hinge rather than an up and down hinge, which is a little bit limiting for weapons like your machete. We also get this black crowbar, which, do you know what, I'm not too sure we've seen before, but either way, it's just a nice simple crowbar. But again, the lack of hands means he just can't hold it very well. It's so loose, it just falls down. Definitely can't hold it in this other hand either, it'll just fall out. But yeah, like just again, just the grips are too loose for my liking. Lastly, we have the golf club, because even the Tracksuit Mafia need a hobby. Now, this was teased a while back, and I didn't see one single person guess the golf club would be with the Tracksuit Mafia. In hindsight, our guesses were ridiculous, and this makes a lot of sense. But he doesn't really hold it very well. Like, obviously, you can just get him sort of swinging it in the air, as I guess he's using it as a weapon, so that's fine, because it'll get him casually looking like that. But if you wanted to get him holding it like an actual golf club, you just can't do it, because the wrists obviously don't have the up and down hinge in, and obviously he has no butterfly joint. If you wanted to just take a photo of the Tracksuit Mafia enjoying a bit of golf, you just couldn't do it. It doesn't work. Moving into comparisons, these bros need to get beaten up by someone. So here we have the Marvel Legends Ronin. Both versions on the table, and if you want to see what the differences are between them, I've got a full review and comparison up on the channel right now. And as I said in that video, this may be the best likeness to Jeremy Renner and best unmasked Clint Barton Hawkeye head, Go and find out for yourself. Here we have Clint Barton Hawkeye and Kate Bishop Hawkeye from the same series. Now, hopefully we get some more characters from the show. Now, the rumors are out there that we're going to get Kingpin, Yelena Belova, and I'm sure they're going to give us an Echo as well. So, time will tell, and we can add some more characters from that series. Staying in the world of the MCU, here we have a couple of Spider-Men with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield from the recent No Way Home 3-pack review on the channel right now, and it still blows my mind that these two are literally canon to the MCU. Now, the Tracksuit Mafia can definitely double as just some generic thugs on your display, or for some ACBA, just switch on all of the balaclava head sculpts and you've definitely got some bad guys for your live action Spider-Man to beat up. And to be fair, it's personal preference of course, but you put all of the balaclava heads on here and they could double up as just some generic thugs, bros for your comic display as well. And here we have the Gamerverse demons that are more army builders. You can sort of fudge wherever you need to in your display. And again, you can mix and match all of their weapons and accessories. And just a reminder, if you buy multiple of these, you're going to have loads of these head sculpts that do pop on other Marvel Legend bodies. So if you wanted your other suited bodies to just become a generic faceless thug, then yes, you can absolutely do that. Now we have a hench balaclava henchman. And to wrap up, here we have the colourful Who crew with Frogman, Tigra and White Rabbit. And last but never least, Captain Britain and Hal Fire Hank. Final thoughts on these Marvel Legends Disney Plus Hawkeye series Tracksuit Mafia Bros. Now, honestly, I think these are really good. They fit their purpose really well, and as a nice MCU army builder, come with multiple heads and multiple weapons. If I am going to gripe though, the lack of interchangeable hands and the fact that they don't hold their weapons very tightly can be frustrating, but they are skin tone hands, so I'm sure we have some in our fodder boxes we could use if you wanted to go that extra mile. But as I said, they're not essential characters. They are a fun addition all the same that can be placed in multiple spots in your collection. Again, create your own rules. If you wanted some generic thugs with balaclavas for your comic display, have at it. I do think you can fudge them in there. But as always, you let me know what you think in the comments below. How many is too many? I think I'm going to get another 2 so I can display 2 more with the balaclava heads and have 2 unique characters and then 3 generic thugs. I think that's where I'm going to go. You let me know how many you plan on getting in the comments below. As I said, they're not essential, but they are fun and they will take some great pictures if you're into that. If you like Marvel Legends, however, you're in the right place. Check out the videos tab, find the playlists, but most importantly, please, please, please hit that subscribe button, hit all of the notification bell, don't miss out on a video, and please hit that join button, become a channel member, either show some love or join the members club. Much, much appreciated. As always, you can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. I'm on Twitter at Dan Who Reviews. I will, of course, see you on the next one.